Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the best pumpkin patches around Alpharetta that you can go and explore either by yourself or with family, friends, and especially kids as well. Now, all of these I've gone to at different stages when I didn't have kids, now that I have two young kids, and I'll really kind of just give my ideas on what the experiences are like, some things that are maybe lacking, and then at the end, we'll also just touch base on one that I haven't actually been to, but I've heard great things about. Now, if any of you have had strong opinions or great experiences at any, I would love to hear that below in the comment section. That way, next year, maybe I can check them out instead. Now, if you're around Alpharetta, I think one place that really resonates with a lot of people is Scottsdale Farms. And this is because it's not just a pumpkin patch. They do have a place all year round where they have a nice large community barn. They actually almost operate like a Pikes, which is also down the street, where you can go, you can get a lot of plants, greeneries, things for the house. And they actually have a large barn that they've converted into a beautiful country store. So they've kind of utilized that throughout the year where they change up things inside depending on the holiday. And of course, from September to the beginning of November, it's all about pumpkins and Halloween. So as you're going through, it is conveniently located right north of Alpharetta, kind of in that Alpharetta Milton area. And they do have ample parking, which is great. It's right off the main road and then easy to access, especially if you have strollers or if you're just walking through. As you kind of get there, you get the front entrance. There's a nice little koi pond with fish on it. There's things to play off to the side and a little picnic area. And you can see the main store right front and center. Now, right next to that, you're going to have the giant greenhouse area where they're housing all the plants and trees that you can purchase all throughout the year. And the staff is very knowledgeable too and very helpful if you are trying to better yourself or don't necessarily have a green thumb, which is something I am definitely missing. Now, the inside of the store, I have to say, is very well decorated. It's almost like a country pottery barn-esque feel, but there's also knickknacks and a bunch of chuggy things for anyone looking for them, as well as nice furniture and decor. It definitely changes out depending on the time of year, but they also amp up the local businesses and our sports teams. So you'll see things that are like Georgia Bulldog memorabilia or pillows and blankets that you can utilize for home, or even some consoles or things that you could potentially just go to furnish your own space. Now, out back is where it gets kind of fun. The cool thing is you can do this all year round. So if you have kids or you're just looking to explore the grounds a little bit more, if you go out the back, you will see off in the distance, that is where they have some of the pens. They have dogs there. There's pig, chickens, some other small animals, and then they have the cows in the field. So it's definitely something fun, especially if you have little kids or they're looking for something to do. They can go up, they can potentially just look, feed the animals, and just kind of run around a little bit. There are different aspects where they do throw events. They have a pavilion there. To me, it feels like a very upscale garden and furniture store that are mixed together. The fun thing about Halloween, and especially this time of year, is in the back. They will have a pumpkin area where you can kind of just walk through. It's all kind of spread out. I didn't really feel like there's a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. But then as you go back further, there are the ability for hay rides. Now, the back section you do have to pay for, and you get a ticket, you get access to not only the hay rides, there's a little zip line across the field. This is where they have a lot more of the animals like the cows, the goats, as well as the corn maze. They've done a lot with decorating. They have hay bales that they've kind of converted into these various different barn animals that they've like painted on. So it's fun for the kids to kind of see that. And then if they want to explore the maze or do the little hayride, that's available as well. The hayride I felt was a little bit lacking just because it's really kind of just going around in a circle in a field. I didn't have an opportunity to go into the maze. So I'd definitely love to hear if anyone has a good experience on that so I can bring the girls next year. But overall, I think it's a nice place that you can go all year round. And then right after Halloween, they really transition into more of the Christmas season. So you can actually go get Christmas trees there. Their decor inside, the things that they're selling completely changes. And there's a lot more holiday gifts in general. Now, moving on to the next one, I actually didn't know about this place until our girls came along, and only because it was recommended by so many families that also had kids. And this is called Big Springs Farm. Now it is out in Woodstock, but it's right past kind of that Milton, Alpharetta, Crabapple area of Woodstock where you're not too far away. It's really even if you're coming from 400 or Avalon or downtown Alpharetta, we're really only talking like 15-20 minutes. So it's super easy to access. It is a lot more hilly there, so just be mindful of that if you are going looking for places to park. If you have the ability to bring a larger car, especially that's a little bit more off the ground, it'll help with all the bumps in the field and the parking lot. Now the fun thing here is there's a little bit of something for everything. You can go there. They do have kind of a makeshift canopy barn that they've created. That's where all their different pumpkins will be, all different sizes. And then they do have a small little country store where they do kind of have like some knickknacks and crafts that you can get, as well as more of an actual kitchen off to the side. So you can go there. They have different sandwiches, chicken, pulled pork. They have a donut cart that comes up. You can get ice cream, cider, a bunch of little fun pumpkin things, especially like a kid's cider that comes in a pumpkin cup that they love and they can run around and play with. And then there's just activities everywhere. There's kind of those wooden cutouts where you can put your faces in it for the kids, which is fun. There's 2 different size bounce houses if you have really young kids or some that are a little bit larger. And then they also have this major canopy thing that almost just looks like a balloon that has been inflated across a football field. And all the kids go on it, and it's kind of basically just like an elevated balloon trampoline. I have no idea what it's actually called, but all the kids look like they're having an absolute blast on it. And it is something that's easy to climb, and all the parents can see it as well. There's a nice fence location with benches, so the kids can kind of just go and play, and you can see what's going on. They have standard swing sets and slides as well. There are a few animals there that you can go and see and pet. And there is a little tractor that they've actually converted barrels that they've hollowed out and made little train cars behind it. So the kids can get in, they can go on this little tractor ride throughout everyone that's still playing in the area. And it's just kind of, it's energizing. I feel like it's a lot of fun for a bunch of different options depending on what you're looking for. There is also a maze there as well. I've never done that maze either. Shame on me, I have to start doing some of these, especially as the girls get older. But the standout thing here, I feel, is really more of the hayride. The hayride goes all the way around the properties, over a wooden bridge, around a lake, past the cornfield. There's horses and cows that kind of are on both sides, and they've done a great job decorating to make it feel a little bit spooky and get the kids engaged throughout the ride. It's also not short, so you feel like you're really actually getting a beneficial hayride. All of these things you do buy tickets for that are right in the center of the location that you can easily purchase, but it's not something that you necessarily have to go there and do one thing. You can make a day of it. They have food, the bathrooms are easily accessible, there's plenty of parking, and there's kind of a lot of different stages for the kids to just move around at will. So we've thoroughly enjoyed that. I think we're just going to keep going back there each year, even though it's not necessarily the closest. It does kind of give the best of all worlds as far as we're concerned. Number 3 is Bert's Pumpkin Patch. And this one is definitely not necessarily the closest to Alpharetta. It's actually all the way up in Dawsonville, so it is a little bit of a drive away. But it's really cool because they do really kind of specialize in pumpkins themselves. So if you're someone that absolutely loves pumpkins of all varieties, or you're looking for some certain shapes or sizes, you get there and you're coming down from the road and you just see an absolutely massive field, and everything is color coordinated. All the sizes are lined up perfectly. It's almost like you're at a giant Costco for pumpkins, where you can go down the aisles, you can figure out exactly what you're looking for, and they just make the experience very easy for people that are looking, especially if you're going to be carving pumpkins or want something to do some sort of fall decor. There are just plenty of great options there as well. They do have food and some other things, but to me, that main place, the selling point is the pumpkin aspect of it. So if I was specifically looking for that or certain things, that's where I would go. Now, as far as number 4, this one is actually pretty close. Berry Patch Farms is in Woodstock, but also that side where it's close to Alpharetta. I've never been here, so this would be my bonus option. If anyone has enjoyed it, I would love to hear your experience. I have heard great things, but it doesn't necessarily, just from what I've seen online, put out the same experience that I would get maybe at Scottsdale or Big Springs. That could just be the website. I definitely have to check it out firsthand, and hopefully some of you have gotten a chance to see it and provide feedback. So if you find this helpful, please like and subscribe to the video. We're going to be bringing all sorts of holiday content throughout the year, just trying to get more businesses, have some spotlights on local businesses, and make it easier for people to find things that they're looking for when in the area. I appreciate you as always, and if you have any great pumpkin patch stories, we would love to hear them below. See y'all in the next one. Thanks.